Please give me a moment while we connect to Facebook. We'll be getting started in just a second here. Hope you're doing well. And connecting to Facebook. And I think we should be live on Facebook. Hi everybody, welcome to another edition of the Strategic Swing Trader. I am Sami Abu Saad, Director of Education at T3 Live. Hope you're doing well. Hope you're having a good weekend so far. We're going to do what we always do, which is go over the market and give you my bias for next week, but also go over some amazing swing ideas for this upcoming week. Before we start, as always, a standard required disclaimer to let you know that trading is risky and that whatever we discuss is for educational purposes only. If you'd like to download a copy of my free ebook, link for that is in the description below. Okay, link below the description. But let's turn to the charts. Let's get started. If you find benefit in today's video and we'd like to help support our channel, please be sure to hit the like button, whether you're on Facebook, YouTube, doesn't matter. And last thing I'm going to say before we get started is if you have any questions for us, you'd like to get a consultation, whatever it is, reach out to us via email, info@t3live.com. info@t3live.com. Okay, but with that said, let's go ahead and take a look at the charts. We got the SPY. I usually look at the SPY and the Qs. You can always look at the IWM too. I mean, I do look at the IWM as well. And sometimes I even look at the MDY, which is the mid-cap stocks. But let's stick with these three for now. Market is pretty easy. Last week, I said, expect a drop. We got the drop. I went short the Qs. I went short Nvidia, which I was wrong on, and I went short Tesla, which was a mini home run. It was a nice short. And the Qs worked, and the SPY worked short, but right back up. So the market is pretty easy for. Last week was really easy. I wore a red t-shirt to say, the market was gonna likely come in, and that was, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days ago. So this is how the market looked. We got the reversal bar. It was pretty easy, an easy call as a short. Okay. Now the market went back up, and we have a buy setup. It's another easy call. This is not a great pullback because we had a big run up on the chart, on the daily chart of the Qs and the SPY, and we didn't really pull back that much. So it would have been far better if we actually reached the 20, meaning this buy setup would be a lot more secure, a lot more likely to work. But we still have a buy setup, which means an uptrend, a pullback, and then a bar that takes out the last bar's high, which triggered on Friday. So the reason why I say it's an easy call for next week is, here it is. If this buy setup, bullish unless the buy setup fails. So the buy should be bullish unless the buy setup fails. Two areas to determine whether the buy setup fails or not. First, if we take out this bar's low, that would be the first sign that the buy setup is failing. In order for the buy setup to really fail, we would have to take out this pivot, which is at 462 on the SPY, 387.50 on the Qs. But if we reverse Friday's low, if we take out Friday's low and we come right back down under the 20 on the hourly chart, that would probably signal a failure, okay? But a true failure happens when we actually break the pivot, which on the Qs is 387.50. So barring a break of that pivot, the bias for me is going to be bullish until proven otherwise. If you want to make things smooth things out, make things a little bit easier for you as a trader, just go with the weekly time frame. And then when we have after 2 green bars in a row, go bar by bar. So barring a break of the prior week's low, then the bias should remain bullish. Okay, if you get 2 green bars in a row, you can always go bar by bar, and then the moment you get a break, that would signal a reversal. Notice here, but that's a base because we weren't getting multiple green bars in a row. So it doesn't always work, but if you just want to make things, as I said, easier, smoother. Okay. All right. So enough with the market. Let's talk about the swing ideas. Okay, and then by the way, the IWM recently broke out to all-time high, so I like that a lot. We have a weekly 1 2 3 pattern. So if we take out 244.50, that it would trigger a weekly 1 2 3 play. Looks really good. Okay, so that's the IWM. Now in terms of today's watch list, I only included stocks over 1 million that did over 1 million shares on Friday. Okay, why is that? Because my list is too long and I don't want this video to be a 30 40 50 minute video long. So I'm only including here stocks that did over 1 million shares. The list, by the way, was copied and pasted for your convenience in the description of the video. Okay, all right, so the first one is APP. Very easy, had a really terrific gap up. Okay, on Thursday I called it in the room on Thursday as a long, and now has a 1 2 3. So I like it long over 116 116.10, stop 109.70, all-time high I believe, so no target, no predetermined target. Okay, but like it as a 1 2 3. I have a lot of weekly 1 2 3 setups, because if you look at the, as I said, the IWM has a 1 2 3. So if you look at BCTX, that's a 1 2 3. So I like it long over 1050, stop under 930, target about 15 bucks on the BCTX. BSIG weekly 1 2 3 also triggered already, but it's not too late, over 3088, stop under 2950, all-time high, so no target, no predetermined target. CFLT weekly 1 2 3. So I don't need to give you the numbers, but basically the entry is, it triggers when the stock, if the stock takes out the high of both bars 1 and 2, whichever is higher. So in this case it's the first bar, so over 95 bucks, stop under 83.97. Okay, that's a big stop. So you know, I got all these 1 2 3 plays. That's another 1 2 3. That's another 1 2 3, because a lot of these stocks trade with the IWM, and if the IWM takes out the all-time high, I mean it's an all, I mean it's a 1 2 3 all that long. This is a different pattern. This is a buy setup, so I like it. It's a big stop though. The stop should be down here at 60. So instead of putting the stop at 60, the larger the stop, the smaller the share size that you can have, right? Because the larger the more room you have to give it, the less shares that you can take. One can use the daily bars, this bar's low, instead of under 64. One can use, I think, in my opinion, 68.80 as a stop, and then the entry would be over that base. Target 1 about 90 bucks, target 2 about 105. Okay, it's a weekly buy setup. EAF back to the 1 2 3 on the weekly, looks good at resistance, so I prefer something that's not at resistance. Like Geo is not at, well, it's not at resistance, it's got the top and tail, but not at resistance. 1 2 3 over 960, stop under $9, and target, I don't know, go on vacation. Kidding, but 15 bucks maybe actually a little bit less than 15, like around 1480 1475 on the Geo, but that's a 1 2 3. GPL is a, oh, GPL, it's not meant to be. Oh, GPL is a gap fade. It gapped down a large amount and now has a breakout, so over the base, stop under the base. So I like it over Friday's high, which is 28 cents. Stop would be under 25.80 or so. So again, I only included items that did more than 1 million shares on Friday. HPQ, I played it as a 1 2 3 2 weeks ago right here, beautiful, and then I decided, because I had so many plays, I still do, I decided to let it go at 31.50. okay, it broke under 31.50, which should be right here, so broke under this, and then I let it go, and then it didn't drop at all. So I'd like to get back in it. How? Where? On the 1 2 3 on the weekly. So long over 32.30, stop under 31.30 or 31.39, and target about 36 bucks. So I'd like to get back in the HPQ. LUMN is also another weekly 1 2 3, but it's got resistance above, so it's not my favorite. Okay, ONB is a 1, 2, 3. Long over that bar, stop under it. The stock always needs to trigger before getting in it, okay? So just keep that in mind. RCM 1, 2, 3, beautiful at resistance, but this is a nice igniting bar on this day. So I like it long over 26.44, stop under the SPARS low, and target the prior high around maybe $31. RUN is more of a long-term play, and I like it as a monthly buy setup, if I recall correctly. Yes, monthly buy setup. So I like it over 60.60, stop under the daily base right here, which should be 52.90. So over 60.60, 52.90. Target would be probably $100, maybe initially. This bar is high at 84.80. One of the bigger mistakes that I made recently is I got shaken out of JKS, which is another solar stock that looks really, really good. But now the stop is pretty large, doesn't have a good entry either. So entry would be over this bar is high, 64.75. Stop all the way down at 50. So it's like a $15 stop. It's a pretty big stop, but I like solar stocks higher. I'm also stocking the SPWR, but I don't think it has a good entry just yet. But I'm stocking some of the solar stocks. So RUN we talked about, JKS we talked about. SFL 1, 2, 3 on the daily chart. So long over 917, stop under 895, and then the target on this, boy, it has a lot of room to like $11, maybe even 11.50, 11.25 on the SFL. SINO is a daily base breakout, but I'm sure if we look at the weekly, it'll be a 1, 2, 3, and not really. So SINO is maybe not as good because it doesn't have a 1, 2, 3, it has multiple green bars in a row, but it's a daily base breakout. So over the base right here, stop under it, and then target, I'm not sure what the target is. Could be maybe $6, around $6. Now, a lot of these plays, as you can see, are off the weekly chart, so they're longer term plays. They're not swings for a day or two. This would be a swing. It's off the daily time frame. SFL would be a swing off the daily time frame. But a lot of the plays that are off the weekly and the monthly charts, you only take these if you're willing to hold, if you're thinking about holding long term. If not, because they may take a while before the trade gets to fruition, okay, before it gets to target. SOS is exactly like the GPL, exact same. Big gap down and then a base breakout on the hourly chart. SOS, big gap down and a base breakout on the hourly chart. So long over the base, stop under the base. One doesn't need to put a stop all the way down under 140, just under 146. I guess that only saves about 6 cents, so that's not a lot. But I'm just saying, you know, under the, it shouldn't come back down and take out the bottom of the base. After triggering, it shouldn't come back down. If it does, it's no good. So one can, you know, just can get out of it. The Ssnc is a weekly 1, 2, 3. Same thing. It's a 1, 2, 3, 4, meaning the igniting bar and 2 narrow range bars. Long over 79.72, stop under 77.27. Okay, target all-time high, so no clue what the target will be. TGNA, beautiful 1, 2, 3. Love it when the first bar is a wide range green bar, and then the second bar is a very narrow range bar. So the only issue with this is the fact that it's at resistance, but I like it over 21.55, stop under 20.80, and I really don't know what the target is. I'd have to look at the newsletter. By the way, if you're a subscriber, I've already completed the newsletter. Feel free to log on to your account and see which plays I picked for Monday, okay, for tomorrow. That's the TGNA. UAA, that's Under Armour. It's a weekly 1, 2, 3, also daily buy setup. So over the base right here, daily buy setup / hourly breakout over 25.50, 53. Stop under 24.30. Okay, only if it triggers. And then VG is a weekly 1, 2, 3 as well. So beautiful, already broke out 2 weeks ago and now is giving us the 1, 2, 3. All right, so that was the the bullish list. Here's the bearish list. No, that's not it. Hold on. No, that's not the right list. Hold on. I guess I'm gonna have to hold on just 1 second to copy and paste that again in the description of the video, because I copied the wrong list, I guess. Okay, I think this is the right list. So I'll have to edit the description because that's the right list. Okay, so LZ is a 1, 2, 3 on the daily chart. So short under the SPAR's low, stop above it. So under, if it takes out 1960, short, and then stop would be over 2091. PWSC is a bearish 1, 2, 3 on the daily chart. So short under 2120. I always give it a few cents. I don't put it 1 cent below, a few cents, just to make sure it's not a fake trigger. I don't get tagged by 1 or 2 cents. And then stop would be over, so entry under 2130, stop would be under over 2236, and target would be about $18 or so. VMEO, disclaimer, I'm in it already, but I still like it a lot. Under the base, and then stop above the base. So the lowest point in that base would be 22, looks like 2266. So under that short, stop over 2505, and then target, I think it's at all time though, so no target, we'd have to just manage. ZLAB is a daily base breakdown, already in it also, but I'd like to add to it 1, 2, 3 on the weekly, and target is the 200 MA, that red line, okay, on the weekly chart. ADGI is a kind of a 1, 2, 3 also on the weekly, but it's down a lot. If you look at the daily chart, it's a daily base breakdown, so under the base, stop above it, not my favorite, but it's not bad either. The BLND is the same as the LZ, had a gap down on Thursday, not an inside bar, but you know, short under it, stop above it. REE is a base breakdown on the daily, so under the daily lows, the lowest point in that base, stop over the green bar's high, which is 405. Okay, and then ZLAB, I already have it on, you know, I already talked about it. So that is the list. Okay, I'll add the bearish list, as I said, to the description of the video, because apparently I copied the wrong list. But hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope these videos help you make money, add to your knowledge, and if so, show me some love by hitting the like button. If you have any questions for us, reach out to customer service, info@t3live.com, info@t3live.com. Thank you so much, and best of luck with your trading next week. Thanks guys, take care.